Alright, so in this video, I'm going to show how I made the video that I'm showcasing. How I put those effects over it, the little animations that I put in. So the first thing you're going to want to do is, so the main program that I used is is EbSynth, where you input your original video and then you put some keyframes in with a certain style, your video painted over. But in order to put those videos into EbSynth, you need you don't put the whole video. You put the frames of the video and then the main keyframes. So what you're gonna need to do is export your video as a bunch of PNGs, like frame by frame. So in this case, I used Premiere Pro, and as you can see, I inputted the video, I rendered it, and really, all you need to do for this part is you just need to export the video. So here's the video. You export to wherever you want, whatever location you want. But the most important part is when you format it, you're gonna want to format it to it's right here, PNG sequence with alpha. What this will do is it'll output every single frame as a PNG, and as you can see right here, I have the video completely exported as a bunch of PNGs. Okay, so the next step in the process is adding using style transfer for the photos that you made. In order to kind of stylize the videos using EbSynth, you need keyframe photos that are either painted over or, it transforms the original video in the certain style that you want. And so the style transfer program that I use is one that's actually available with Photoshop. So, this is the first frame of the video I just exported, and I had this turn to this, which you see in the video that I'm showcasing. So what you're gonna want to do is so once you kind of save that original video, you have a file with all the videos. See, it's about almost 500 frames or so. You're gonna want to make a copy of that folder with a bunch of, which is all the same frames, PNGs. And with EbSynth is not the best with high action shots. Really, you're gonna want videos where it's just a person standing still in front of the camera, maybe talking or something. But it is possible. Like the video that I'm using, it's there's a lot of walking involved. So what that means is you're gonna want more keyframe photos. So I'd say like a good rule of thumb is like 1 keyframe image for every 10 frames. So what I'm gonna want to do is I'm gonna want the first frame, and then from from 1 to 9, I'll just delete them. So I have my first frame is the very first frame. The next frame will be frame number 10, and I'll keep doing that until I just have 10s. You either do that, or you could look through every single frame and see where the biggest changes are in each frame, because really what EbSynth does, it kind of guesses what's going to happen in between each keyframe image you give based on the original input video that you use. All right, so now that I got that out the way, so the image you're going to want to edit is going to be the copy, not the original. So these are all the copied, and earlier these are the originals. So I grabbed the copy, and you're also going to want to have them be named in the same format. So for me, it's Boardwalk with 3 numbers. The original clip keyframes are the same way. That's because in order to use EbSynth, your files need to have the same naming convention, or else it won't work right. So in order to use style transfer, you go to filter, and it's called Neural Filters right here. And the first thing that I did for this one is I actually didn't immediately use style transfer. I used this thing called landscape mixer, and originally it's just supposed to change it to a different, you want to change your photo, like a winter photo, to look more like a summer photo or something like that. Just change the landscape, change how the area, the weather looks. So for me, I just I actually went over to DALL-E, and I created some stylized images. So for this one, I created this image. It's like a synthwave summer kind of look. So it'll take some time to work. I do have the original settings that I used. So in this case, I guess I set day to about 5. Right there, 5. Sunset to about 34. Style transfer and landscape mixer do tend to be pretty taxing on your computer, so keep that in mind. Your computer will turn into a jet engine. Okay, so we have that. And the next thing I used was the actual style transfer. So as you can see, I have another image from DALL-E. I just typed in hot summer abstract, and I got some images, and I really like this one. So you go in, use the image. The reason why I use landscape mixer first and then style transfer was that when I would immediately use style transfer first, it would the textures wouldn't turn out the way that I wanted it to look in the picture. It would really mess up the original image. So I found out that using landscape mixer first and then style transfer was the best option. So as you can see, it doesn't look that great. You can't tell what's going on, but if you change the opacity, so I have it set to 23 on this, about 23. I raised the strength a little bit to about 23. There we go. It's looking a lot better. See, you can see there's some of the textures that are used in the style transfer image, and see, they look about the same exact settings. And you're going to want to do this for every single keyframe image. Actually, as you go along, this becomes a lot easier to do because Photoshop will actually save the settings that you use for the neural filter. As you can see, it's right up there. So you could just open up an image. I'll get the next keyframe that I'll use, and you just click neural filters. It'll take a minute, and it'll transform the keyframe in the way you want it to look. Let's give it another minute. This can take some time, but it'll work. There we go. Boom. So it's the same image, same style. Once you get all the selected keyframes through Photoshop and style transfer, as you can see, I didn't do one style transfer per 10 frames. I kind of just went through the whole video and saw where the biggest changes were. So you just go through, and then in the same file I also included just the frames for the original video. Once you have all that ready, what you're going to want to do is pop up EbSynth. As you can see, so there's a slot for the original video and the original keyframes. So what you're going to want to do is you want to grab the video file, drop it into the video section, and you want to get the keyframes, as you can see, and you're going to want to drop it into the keyframe section. And this is the importance of why you need to name have the same naming conventions for the original images and the keyframe images, because EbSynth will be able to order it in the right way. And what you're going to want to do is once you have it all down, you're just going to want to run and synth through all of these, and I'll do that and I'll be back. So now that it's all done, as you can see, it shows where in your directory the video got saved. So since I had the original video and then the stylized keyframes in the same file, that's where EbSynth put it, and I just took the time to put all them into another folder within that directory. So how it will work is, based on how it's set up here in EbSynth, it'll create folders. So as you can see, it has one for keyframe 0 to 20. So this one has all the transferred images from 0 to 20. And same for, so for instance, the next one would be 20 to 69, but it also includes starting from 0, so 0, 20, 69. So in the file marked as 20, it has all the images from 0 to 69. And so what you're going to want to do from here is, what I did was I inputted the images into After Effects. Since, you know, it's not a video, it's just a bunch of frames, you're going to want to put them together in a video software. So for instance, here I can open After Effects, a new project. Here we go. So new project. Pretty much what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to select all of the files, and here we go. So we have them all in this After Effects file project, and you're going to go one by one. So drop the first one so it'll play through. You're also going to want to set the composition time to however long the original video is. So if I remember correctly, this one's about 16 seconds or so. Okay, so that's the first set of PNGs. The second one, what you're going to do is, since the second one goes from frame 0 to 69, you're going to want to line it up with the very first, right there. And then, so that's 0 to 69, and then this next set is from 20 to 101, and as you can see, the very first set of frames we dropped stops at frame 20. So you're going to want to line up the first part of these frames with the end of this, the first set of frames that we dropped. So you're pretty much just going to want to do that over and over again. Just line it up properly, and you can kind of go through and see if it's lined up properly. All right, so we'll go ahead and do that for every frame. All right. So once you have that in, you kind of play through, but you could kind of see in between each transition, the video kind of does not look exactly the same. It'll change styles, and one way to get around that is to change the opacity in between the transitions. So here, what you're going to want to do is, so let's just play the original clip. So yeah, you could just kind of see there's a pretty big jump from the set of frames to the next. So what you want to do is change the opacity. So from here, maybe in the middle of the frame, you're going to want to start opacity at 100%, and towards the end, you're going to want it to shift down to 0. And since the beginning, since the next set of frames also starts at 0, it'll be the same exact frame. So it's almost like they kind of melt into each other. So if I play through this now, there is no more heavy transition. And then since I haven't done it for these next two, there's still that jump. But with these two, it's no longer there. So what you want to do is you're going to want to do that for each set of frame set transitions. And I'll do that very quickly and I'll be right back. Okay, so as you can see, I kind of went ahead and set the opacity for all of these frame sets. And if you play through, it's just smooth transitions. You really can't see the big switches in between each set of frames, all the way until the end, pretty much. It all kind of just flows together. And really, all after that, all you're gonna want to do is just export it. So just wherever you want to export the video, you export it there. I've already have this video exported, so I'm not going to do it now. But yeah, all you do is just select the output and you just click render, and it'll send it to the selected folder. So as you can see, I have it right here. So yeah, that's pretty much the gist of how you get it. There are a couple other tools I used for the other shots, which I will now show. Okay, so the next tool that I'll show that I used is to show how I went from so I have this video and how I took this video and made it into this. So as you can see, the style is the same as the last video that I made, but so it'll be the same steps, that style transfer with the frames and inputting it to EbSynth. But the difference is I have this little robot walking across, which is not in the original video. So how I did that was I used this program online called Metademolab to animate a picture that I got. So pretty much what it is, it's you get like a drawing and you put it into this program, a drawing that's on a white background, and it'll animate it for you. So what I did was I just I went into DALL-E again, and I asked it to give me a T-posing robot on a white background. So that's what it gave me right here. And pretty much what you're going to do is you're going to want to upload a photo. So here's this photo. I uploaded it. It'll kind of scan through it. Give it the selection where the robot is. And this next part, it's going to ask you to kind of give the area of where the robot is. So it's you just gotta give it the mask. It's probably the hardest part in this process, just making sure the mask is correct. So that's about it. Really, you're gonna want to, when you do it yourself, you're going to want to get a more accurate selection, try to get as much of the white out as possible. Okay, so to get that, you're pretty much, you're going to have to kind of rig the character. So kind of match where its hip joints are. So here to there. So the elbows, get the wrist position, you know, the robot's eye, left eye, head center, left ear, and right ear. You get its knees, ankles, So that's about good. And then it'll give you a bunch of animations. The one I use in that video is just this walking animation. And you from here you can just download the video. And what you're gonna want to do is see if you watch the video, it's on a white background. Pretty much you're gonna want to get this robot onto a transparent background. There are a couple ways to do this. You could go online and there's some tools you can use online that put videos into transparent backgrounds, or there's an option in After Effects which I can quickly show you how to put this robot on a transparent background. And once you do that, you're gonna want to get the original video and put that original video into After Effects and drop the robot on top of that. And then you want to go through the keyframing process in Photoshop and EbSynth. So right now I'll show you how I put the robot onto a transparent background. Okay, so as you can see, I have the animation now in After Effects. And in After Effects, a way to kind of get the image, a transparent video, is you can use this tool right here called the Roto Brush tool. And what you want to do is kind of find a frame in the video where no part of the robot's body or whatever you're using is kind of overlapping. Just the best part you can get. It's close enough. And you're just going to want to kind of select through and you can also kind of just go through again and unmask parts that you don't need. So you probably won't need that. Yeah, no. There's another tool with the Roto Brush called the Refine Edge tool. Kind of just select this. Whatever will be selected is white, and whatever will not be selected is black. So maybe this area you sometimes doesn't work. It thinks you want to select it when you don't. So sometimes you just have to go back with the Roto Brush tool and just manually select just to the best of your ability. There we go. So as you can see, it's pretty much all selected. And what you're going to want to do is go through the frames of each frame of the video and see if the selection is preserved. So you just kind of load through the whole video. That's pretty decent. Obviously you're going to want to go through a little bit more, but just for demonstration purposes, it's just a quick run through on how it was done. So yeah, as you can see, it just kind of went through selected parts, and now it's a transparent video. That's pretty much it for this part. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to export this. Export this video and grab this video, and you're going to want to drop it into whatever video you want to use. As I showed earlier, I just I dropped it into this video right here. I can find it. I've dropped it in here. I got each frame as a PNG through Premiere Pro. and then I got those frames, made some keyframes by doing a style transfer through Photoshop, and it's the same process as the first video I showed you. You just put it through EbSynth, and you get a pretty cool looking video, which is right here. Yeah, so obviously I just dropped the robot. Same process putting it into EbSynth. Okay, so I thought I'd just show you. So here's the robot, and I just went into After Effects, dropped both videos into After Effects, the original video and the animation. As you can see, since the robot video is now transparent, you can see it just moving through. And what you do from there is I made the keyframes in Photoshop. Just went through, selected the frames where there were the most changes, and then from there you get the output images after you put it into EbSynth. Just goes through. All right. Okay, so the next thing I'll show you is how I went from a video like this. So it's obviously just like a selfie video, and I turned it into this. So as you can see, it's in the same kind of style as the other videos. I put it through the same style transfer and into EbSynth, but as you can see, we are now cyborgs in the video. So the program that I use for this is Stable Diffusion, and pretty much for the clips that I use Stable Diffusion, I just really used very short clips, because what I would do is I'd get the image that I get from Stable Diffusion and use that as the single keyframe for the video. So since I only have one keyframe, it's kind of harder to do longer clips, so I just use shorter ones. So what you're going to want to do is, obviously, so you get that original video, and you're going to want to get the first whatever frame you choose. You just want to drop it into Stable Diffusion, and you're going to want to remember the resolution, because so the resolution that I use for these this video, all the videos I've shown, is HD, so 920 by 1080. But in Stable Diffusion, if you use a resolution that high, it usually just won't go through. So what I usually do is I go about half of that. So I'll go 960 by 540, which is about half of HD. And so it's an image to image. What you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to give it a prompt. So for this one, I'll do like a similar one that I did for the original video. So say a group cyborgs in front a building, wires, LEDs, do mid-journey art style, dynamic lighting, and all right, so from there are all these scales. These really, you're just gonna want to mess around and see what works best. For this image, I found it's around like 30, very high CFG, and about like a denoising strength. I found that the lower you go, the more closer it sticks to the original image, and the higher you go for denoising, the crazier it gets. So I found like around 4 is a good number. You can also raise the sampling steps, but for demonstration purposes, I'll just keep the 20, which 20 is also not very bad. So it made the image upside down, but you could just keep going through generating different images. See what comes through. So I don't know why it's coming out upside down, but you can also, there's also negative prompts, what you don't want in the image. So for instance, I guess I could put it upside down. Hopefully that works. No, but it's still the original image. You could just go into Photoshop and flip it over. See, we could try raising the denoising strength. See what that changes. It's interesting. You could obviously this is a local version of Stable Diffusion that I've downloaded. I guess I could include the link somewhere, the GitHub page where you could download it yourself. So we could try raising the sampling steps, kind of mess around and see what we get. Put it to about 50. Oh wow, that's very interesting. Let's try lowering the CFG. So I'm not getting any images that I like right now, but I can show the images that I used. So this is one of the images that I got from a previous testing, and obviously this is the main one that I ended up using that I got. So yeah, really you're just gonna want to kind of experiment with the scales, try to see which one you like the best and use that one as the main keyframe. And you're gonna want to see. So I got that original video, put just this video and that keyframe image as the two videos for into EbSynth. So here you could right there, and then I have the keyframe right here. So just a single keyframe right there, and then you just run it through EbSynth, and as you can see, you get these images. Since it's a short video, not many frames, they usually come out pretty well. And then you make some keyframes out of that. So I did about, for this one, I did about one keyframe stylized photo for every 10 frames. And you get all these outputs in the style that you used in Photoshop. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So that's one example. This is also another video that I inputted through Stable Diffusion. You have that, and show the original video. So yeah, from that, I got that from this. So yeah, you could do some pretty cool stuff with Stable Diffusion. Okay, so the final tool that I used was Deforum. So as you can see, just the same kind of EbSynth type video that I've been making previously, but as you can see at the end, you kind of go from this into a Deforum video. So pretty much what I did is I grabbed the last frame from this video and I put it as the style frame for Deforum, and then from there on I made just a Deforum video. And yeah, I'll show you right here. So obviously I went through, got the original video, did a style transfer to Photoshop, got the keyframes, and put those into EbSynth as I showed earlier with the first video. And so I grabbed the last frame from here, and I uploaded it to Imgur, because in order to have an initial image in Deforum, so this is Deforum, it's running on the same local Stable Diffusion automatic 1111. It has an initial image link here, so you can just grab the link and paste it in there. And yeah, you're gonna, I think I set the strength to pretty high, pretty much 1. And for prompts, I just set the it gives you like a default prompt, but I deleted that, and I didn't want the animation to immediately start, so I had the prompt start at about like the 10th frame or maybe like the 20th frame, and you kind of give it a prompt. So I kind of wanted that cyberpunk look, so I just went for a tour through cyberpunk LA. You include an art style. I do like the Mid-Journey type of art style, so I put it Mid-Journey art style. And you could kind of do like the motion and stuff to your liking, and from there you pretty much just you just generate the video, and it'll output the video as a bunch of images. So I already went through and did it, so I can show you right here. I put it into a folder. So yeah, so obviously it starts out in the very first the image that I put in, the initial image. And then so from there on it goes through the animation. And pretty much what I did is I got the animation, and I put the first the finished EbSynth video, and then I attached it to the Deforum video to the end of that in After Effects. Okay, so the last thing I'll quickly show is how I made this. So this video, same steps. I just made, the stylized keyframes through the style transfer on Photoshop. But as you can see, my guy's kind of got a Power Ranger helmet on. So how I did that was, I didn't really actually use a special program. What I did was, so I obviously I put it into Premiere Pro and got all the frames frame by frame, and pretty much what I did is I got like from the original video the kind of the main frames, I guess, with the biggest changes, and I got those, and I had a model of a 3D model of a Power Ranger helmet, and I photoshopped. So I repositioned the position of the 3D model to match wherever my head and face were facing, and I would Photoshop that, and I put it onto the picture, the original, over these pictures, and then I would put it through style transfer on Photoshop. So as you can see, I just turn the 3D model of the Power Ranger helmet to face sideways. This one I had it face towards the camera, and then these I had it face completely away from the camera. I just got just a 3D model of a Power Ranger helmet, photoshopped that, and then stuck it onto these and put it through style transfer. And then I use these as the keyframes for the EbSynth, and then I put this and the original frames from the original video into EbSynth, and then synthesize those, and then I got this final video right here.